truth of the word and reaching the youth. Saving souls of the old, doing God's work with more to do. And he turning up every week and get lit. Making it church on Sunday, you can tune in and get your fix. Turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up.
We see that in Genesis chapter 12, God has a conversation with Abram. Abram, he is a pagan worshiper. He is an idol worshiper. He don't really know much about God. And God comes to him in Genesis chapter 12, and he has a conversation with him. And he tells him, listen, I want you to get out of your country. I want you to get away from your family and get out of your father's house. Listen to what God is saying to him now. He's saying to him, get out of your country. Get away from your family and get out of your father's house. He says, leave all of those things behind, all your labels, all of your traditions, all of those things that you grew up learning, all those things you've been taught. I need you to detox yourself of all of those things and leave all that behind. Here it is, because I have something great in store for you. Let me pause for a moment and tell you that whenever God has something great in store for you, you're going to have to leave something. God says, listen, I know you don't see it yet, but I'm calling you this because this is my plan for you. And that's somebody's word this morning, because here it is. We are in 2021 and you still have yet to receive what it is God has for you. But I need you to understand that when God makes a promise, his promise is settled. His promise is sure. See, sometimes when God makes a promise, oftentimes we think that we're going to reap that promise the very next day. But God is very intentional. And God may promise you something when you're 13. You may not get it until you're 32. But God knows when you're age appropriate to receive what he has for you. You have your mistake and you have your promise in the same house. Let me talk to you, because a mistake cannot live with a promise for long. Sooner or later, they're going to bump heads, because a mistake cannot live with a promise for long. And that's what happened. Sarah looks out the window and she sees Ishmael, the mistake, scoffing or laughing or making fun at Isaac, the promise. Yeah. She sees him making fun, and she doesn't like this. And I don't know what it is he was saying to her, but it couldn't have been a cordial conversation. It was something that caused Sarah to get really upset. What was he saying to Isaac to cause Isaac's mother to get upset? I don't know. The Bible is silent on that. But I believe that he must have been telling Isaac, you are not the promise, I am. You are not going to inherit this, I am. Why? Because I came first. And you know how things roll in our culture. The oldest gets the blessing. Can you imagine him sitting there telling Isaac, you see all of this land that our father Abraham owns? It's going to be mine one day. It's not going to be yours. I am the oldest son. Is there anybody in here that's ever had a conversation with your mistake? And your mistake tried to convince you that there's no way you can have all these things that the preacher keep telling you you're going to have. Why? Because your mistake came first. If you don't have any mistakes, you can just sit there and be cute. But for those of us that had to have a conversation with our mistake, can we give God a praise right there? And whenever you treat your mistake like your promise, your mistake is going to eventually take over. Did you hear what I said? Whenever you treat your mistake like you did your promise, it won't be long before your mistake takes over the house. You know you are attached to it, that whenever somebody talks about it and tells you to leave it alone, you get mad. You either get mad or you hide it and keep doing it anyway. I know I'm reading your mail. Yeah. So here it is. I'm trying to help you see what these soul ties are that you have. Here it is. You hide it and you keep doing it anyway. I just won't do it around them. I just won't call them around them. I just won't smoke it around them. I will no longer drink it around them. What I'm trying to get you to see is it could be something that you're soul tied to and you don't even know it. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how many times people run to the altar and ask God to throw their mistake out the house? And then leave the church. I'm leaving that church because it didn't work. No, you waiting on God to throw something out that God says you got to throw it out. God did not throw Abraham's mistake out. God said to Abraham, what I'm saying to you, you have to face your mistake. You have to own up to your mistake, and you have to decide to throw your mistake out of the house. But I'm talking to some folk this morning. You involved in a soul tie, and you feeling this word because you know I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. There's some stuff that has you tied. You can't move into the effulgence of all that God has for you to do because your soul is tied up. But I believe that even as this word goes forth right now, that this word is going forth as a prophetic decree, that God is getting ready to do some things in your life. I've come to tell you that your destiny will come to pass. Your purpose will come to pass. Your promise will come to pass. But first, there are some things that you have to get out of the house.
Pass the loose, in the truth of the word and reaching the good. Saving souls of the old, doing God's work with more to do. And he turning up every weekend, getting lit,